Happy Sunday, my beautiful queens. I hope you're having a beautiful day thus far. And thank you for joining me for another half-ass episode of Brunch with DESB. I'm your host, Des, also known as DESB, and I currently be pregnant as fuck, okay? I feel like I'm finally at the point in my pregnancy journey where I can say that and genuinely mean it. Like, I'm no longer 32 weeks, 31, I would even argue 35. I am at the end and I'm fucking big, okay? Which is amazing because as I look down, I don't like feel that big, but then when I look at photos, I'm like, whew, that's a big girl, okay? So I am officially, so it's funny, I told you guys last week on my episode that I was 37 weeks and I totally lied to you. That was a brain fart. So it was on me, all right? I was 36 weeks. This week, I am officially 37. Which also is crazy because, yes, it is the end. Does this mean I'm officially full term? Absolutely. But every week since last week has felt like a month. And it's so funny how 36 weeks just changes your whole mental outlook on pregnancy. You're like, oh yeah, I got this. And then you're like, I don't got this anymore. You know, it happens fast. So when you girlies get to 34, if you're a first-time mom, just know, 36, and you have 4 weeks left to go, just know it ain't fun. And I don't know if you guys can even see on the camera right now, the baby is like literally lopsided. Full butt is over here, like definitely butt, just shoving out. And I'm not sure if you'll be able to like pick it up on camera, but it is pretty funny to see. No pun intended. So today we are going to be chatting all about kind of my birth preparations, a little bit of like my birth plan, because it has changed a little bit since we chatted before. And if there's one thing about this podcast, it's that this is about me, okay? The reason that I have a podcast is because I love to talk, and I love to talk about life, and I love to share life, and I love to give encouragement to those who might be going through the same thing. And I don't know about you, but I love listening to people's birth stories, birth plans. I love hearing about pregnancy and continuing to learn how different people have different feelings, etc. And I wanted to do a little bit of like gender predictions with you guys as well. Since if you don't know, now you know for some reason, I am Team Green, and I am so blessed that I was able to maintain this my whole pregnancy. Meaning I do not know the gender and I will not be finding out until it comes out. And obviously I am also manifesting a vaginal delivery. I haven't had C-section. I think C-section mamas are warriors. However, it's my third one. I've already pushed out 2. Let's just go for 3. That's all I'm saying. However, whatever I need to do to get a baby out safely into the world, of course I'm going to do. But I'm assuming I could probably push this one out. Okay, we'll see. So anyways, happy Sunday. Before we talk more about me, because I just love doing that, I did just want to ask you how you are. Okay, how are you? How are you actually doing? Let's take a second and really reminisce, because last week, something that I said that hit a lot of you guys in the soul was, let's hyperfixate on something that we have gratitude for right now. And it's very easy to get caught up in the frustrations of maybe changes that have happened in our life, changes that have happened in the past couple of weeks, years, maybe something that happened this week that just pissed you off. It's easy to have that take over all the energy of anything positive that's occurring. So I want you right now, let's take a drink, because I definitely need a sip real quick. Out of my Hydrojug, code DESB for 10% off. And we'll chat about the new sport Hydrojug here in a second. But let's take a second, let's take a sip and really think about something that we can hyperfixate on for the rest of this episode / I would even argue the day. Something really great that has happened, is happening, whatever comes to your mind. Let's think about it. Okay, ready? Okay, the only thing I fucked up here is I put in like half of a Crystal Light lemonade. And you know that really awkward lemon tasting water where it's just not enough lemon? That's where I'm at right now. So I'm expecting lemonade and it's giving lemon water at a restaurant. Not fun. Okay, so what did you decide? What are you hyperfixating on? I'm going to hyperfixate on just the positivity that this pregnancy has brought me. A lot of people have been asking me, are you ready to be done? Are you ready? Don't get me wrong. I'm ready because I want to meet this baby. I want to complete my family. I want to feel better. I want to bounce back. Like, I'm ready to get my body back relatively with breastfeeding. And I want to feel fucking hot. Sorry. Like, I want to feel sexy. period. Okay. Like we don't have much summer fucking left here in Michigan already. It's mid-June. Basically I have the month of July and August, and I'm still going to be newly postpartum. So I'm like, I got to get to work. Okay. I want to enjoy my summer. With that being said, I am definitely so grateful though for how this pregnancy has gone, to where part of me doesn't even want it to be over. So I am just going to sit in gratitude today with the opportunity I've had to just have such a healing experience, a healing pregnancy. I've never even trusted my body as much as I do right now. You know what I mean? Like, it's really given me this like bodily power back that like I am made right. Like, I don't know how to say it. Like, I'm not a fuck up. Like, I'm not doing things incorrectly. I'm not training too hard or whatever it might be. Like, it's just, I had two really weird experiences. And that's just how my story was written, you know? And so this has really brought me back and claimed a lot of my power and a lot of my, confidence in even my profession. And so I thank this baby for that. And I am just very grateful. You know what I mean? So that's my gratitude. That's my gratitude. What about you? Okay, let me know. Make sure you drop a comment, sound off in the comments below. Repost this on your Instagram today if you're listening, and let me know what you're grateful for. Just message me or something like that. Hold yourself accountable. It's crazy what gratitude can occur when you actually like say it out loud. Like when you actually own it. Not just like saying it even in your head, like somehow writing it, speaking it out. It just, you feel it deeper. So I encourage you, like, share this gratitude with someone, share it with me, type it out, something, and just have that be yours today. Okay. So, not a lot in the motherhood hood this week for me. Last week's episode was awesome. I hope that you guys really enjoyed it. I got a lot of really great feedback from it. And I think one of the things that also rung true with a lot of people was the want and the need to kind of have this best friend in our life. You know, like we all want this award of like, well, I have a best friend. It's like, okay, and I have a family and I have a dog that's annoying. That's all I have right now, and that's fine. My best friend is my sister, and I don't even know if that really counts. So with that, you know, don't feel like you have to be in a season where you always have like a best friend, or like even if you just don't fucking have a best friend, like who cares? Like it's such a title. I feel like we chase, you know, so long. And like I mentioned in the podcast, something we chase as a kid, you know, we all want to say, oh, that's my best friend. I have a best friend. It's such a elementary vibe. And as you get older, it's like, yeah, I'm going to be honest. I don't need one. Like friendships can be so hard. We're all different people. And, you know, by the time also maybe you're married or you're in a committed relationship, your person is your person, you know, they kind of fit all the boxes, you know, and so Wyatt's my best friend. Like he's kind of the only person I really need. And I would argue, he has some best friends that sadly just don't live around us, but like I'm probably close to his best friend too, you know, and like it is what it is. So I'm glad that episode hit really well with you guys last week. There's not really much pop culture I've been keeping up with, and I always like to throw out some stories, you know, here and there of what I'm doing, what's going on, or what I think of a certain topic. But I'm going to be honest, I've been very off of social media lately in terms of scrolling and consuming, mostly because I've just been so busy. Like I'm trying to get all the things done for the baby, I'm nesting, like I'm just like cleaning. I'm not really like on my phone besides what I need to post or what I need to record, XYZ. And so I don't have a ton of like really good news stories for you guys, but there are a few things that have been kind of top of mind for me. Number one, we never actually talked about Hailey Bieber being pregnant. All right. I realized that was the week we skipped our podcast, was when they announced that, I believe. I might be off on that one. Regardless, we'd never really chatted about it. And I was like, holy shit, I don't think I put that in my notes. So Hailey Bieber being pregnant is so cool. What an honor to be pregnant alongside her. Like, hello, thank you, my queen. She does also have this new product coming out for Rhode, the mini pocket blush, which is super cute. Kind of a fun little twist on skincare for her, and kind of maybe evolutionizing Rhode into some like daily makeup, maybe some facial stuff. So that's exciting. And of course, you know, if I can get my hands on it, I'm going to, because nothing excites me more than a little bit of a blush. Okay. One of my favorite products is bronzer and blush, besides a good SPF. So that was one thing I wanted to bring up. Number two, Vanessa Hudgens has been real quiet, huh? Uh-huh. I haven't seen her post a lot lately, all right? I'm thinking she had her baby, so I'm just going to put that out there and kind of claim that energy. Number 3, you guys know I have had a slander for Sabrina Carpenter for a while. This probably takes me back to about last September, last October. I kind of slandered her in an episode, and I'm very open and honest about it. If there's one thing I'm going to admit maybe where I had a fault and where I'm not going to course correct, okay? Sabrina Carpenter really irked me off a couple of months ago, now over half a year, but regardless, because she got to go on tour with Taylor Swift, and I really thought that someone like Olivia Rodrigo would, or even like take Gracie Abrams overseas. You know, I felt like there were people more deserving, is all I'm saying. At this time, the only beef I really had with Sabrina was the fact that she had beef with Olivia Rodrigo, and I was an Olivia Rodrigo fan. A way too old fan. Now, fast forward, I went to March, and I had this terrifying experience of being the oldest millennial, alongside my friend I went with, in a crowd full of 12, 13, and 14-year-olds in Chicago at the Olivia Rodrigo concert. Olivia also rubbed me wrong that night because it was really weird to see her kind of embody this older, more mature character, kind of sexy, you know, whatever. And I was like, whoa, 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 girl, you're supposed to be my girl next door, not a sex symbol, you know? And I'm not shaming her at all. It was just like, I felt like I was way too old there is what it came down to. And I was like, oh my God, I feel like I'm watching my little sister find herself. And I'm like not comfortable with it. When I tell you I've barely listened to Olivia Rodrigo since then, I'm not lying. Like, it literally gave me the ick, and it wasn't her fault. Let me make that very clear. It's me. It's a me thing, okay? But I was like, oh my God, I think I'm too fucking old for this. Like, at this point, I don't think she's even in my reach anymore, okay? With that being said, let's fast forward. I start, watching the Eras tour, the second part of the leg. Sabrina Carpenter starts easing back into my life, She has song Feather, which I love, Nonsense. I realize all these songs that I've kind of liked, I'm like, oh, fuck it, that's her shit, Okay, so I start listening. She then produces these 2 bangers within the last month, Espresso, as well as Please, Please, Please. And she is just such a goddess angel, autocorrect, angel performer. She's a fucking star. Like, her aesthetic, her branding, her demeanor, the way she performs. I mean, I love it. I love it so much. She tailors to such a broad crowd. She's like a cute little Barbie brat doll. I'm just I'm obsessed. Like, I'm literally obsessed. And I'm owning up to it. I talked shit about her last year, like, I don't care. But that's called evolution. That's called change. It's called growing up. So I'm willing to admit that. You know what? You got to be open to changing your perception. And sometimes it takes a certain experience to be like, kind of open your eyes. And for me, it was just kind of watching her perform with Taylor Swift and the energy she had, like, given to all of her performances there. She was made for the stage. She just slays. So anyways, huge fan of Sabrina Carpenter now. I hope you guys are too. She's a little cutie. She is a little cutie. I can understand now why people are like, she's the next blank. She's this, she's that. She is just producing some pussy poppin' hits. And there was just no denying that. Like, honestly, pop, lock, and drop for Sabrina this summer. She has made the summer happen. And I'm down with it. The other person who's made the summer happen is his name Toddy Rich? Is that what he goes by or something like? I ain't never been the same, baby. Yeah, $1 million baby. That song I would bust down anywhere for. That is going to be on my labor and delivery playlist because that song has consumed me in the way of like a doses and mimosas. Like, it's given me that summer energy that's going to get me through postpartum, and I just have to thank him for that. So, outside of that, those are kind of my overarching stories that I've been thinking about, just kind of like running through the gamut of, being off of Olivia Rodrigo, which is sad, and then we got Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce. They're still being spotted together. I love how they're kind of getting this relationship where they can kind of hide themselves right now while also be in a position where they are kind of like, they're not secret, but they're not like in plain sight right now. And I really vibe with that for them. So yeah, I think that's kind of checking off everything from me. Watches, I told you guys that 7M cult, watched it last week. Yeah, sorry girl, you're in a cult, okay? Like, period. Just want to continue to throw that out there one more time. And I didn't really watch anything new this week, but guess what I did start rewatching? I officially pre-started my postpartum binge of Vanderpump Rules. Yep. My friend, she was like, have you been watching The Villa? And I was like, fuck. No, I haven't. She's like, oh my God, I want to like talk to you about it, but like, you don't know. And then it made me had extreme FOMO. And I was like, fuck, I need to catch up on Vanderpump Rules because I also have FOMO from just not knowing what else has happened. And to this day, I still don't know the full blow up of Sandoval, Scamdoval, Cheetahval, Ariana, Tom, Raquel. I still don't technically know the whole intertwining of that big blow up. And I want to know so deeply. And I've stayed off of every algorithm since it happened. Like, what was that? Literally last year. So I want to know the drama. Like, I want to get there. I want to do it. So Wyatt and I have been watching Vanderpump Rules again. We're back. I think we're on like season 6, episode 3. Like, we kind of started back. So we're like, let's just get a good refresher. So like in this part, Tom and Katie just got married. Sheena's newly divorced, has a boyfriend. Stassi's back with Patrick. Jax cheated on Brittany with Faith. And I think that's kind of like it for the big drama that started this season. So we just, and Lala just came back. So don't ruin it for me, please. But if you haven't ever watched Vanderpump Rules, it's definitely one of those shows that like you can binge. But for me, like, I can only take so much reality TV until I'm like, oh my God, like, shoot me in the foot. Like, what the fuck? Like, grow up. Like, oh my gosh, this is the same shit over and over. But it is one of those mindless shows you can put on. So, like, I am looking forward to taking a little bit of R&R, you know, breastfeeding the baby, sitting in bed, like, watching a shitty show, you know, like, who doesn't want to do that? And that's kind of, like, where I'm at for watches. What did I watch? Fuck, I feel like I watched something on, like, YouTube. Oh, no, Netflix. I tried to watch the show Hitman. It's with Glenn Powell. And he's kind of like a fake hitman, falls in love with a girl. Anyway, I ended up turning it off. I got like probably an hour into it, and I think there was even an hour left. And I was like, it's just not hitting for me. So if you did finish that movie, let me know if it's worth finishing. I still have not seen, speaking of Glenn Powell, I've not seen the movie Anyone But You with Sydney Sweeney, which she is so hot, like ridiculous. But me and my friend were supposed to watch it together, so I think we will when I'm postpartum, maybe when the kids are napping and she's over and, you know, we can watch. But anyways, I've not seen that yet. I've heard such good things, that it's such a cute movie, and I'm fucking pissed I haven't, but I've been waiting it out for my friend. So look at me, my friend. I do have friends, okay? I have like one. I have like 2. And I have my sister and my mom, okay? Launch-wise, so I already kind of hinted at it. We do have a new Hydrojug coming out. Very excited for it. It's called the Hydrojug Sport. So it's kind of, you know, I'm gonna say it's kind of like a Stanley in the sense of it has like more of a carrier top. So this is something that would probably fit way better like in your Peloton bike, on a bike in general, in a cup holder, with like a top carrier. Okay, so it doesn't have a handle here, it has it here. Mine just hasn't come in the mail yet. We do have some beautiful colors, the summer colors, as well as like the block colors, if you guys remember from these. They're 32 ounces, same like straw mechanism, same everything, just like a different holder, which is great. I think it's going to be super good for people who are just like a little bit more active, wanting something that they can like hike with, etc., that just has more of that handle mechanism, because it is a different feel when you have like a handle here versus like carrying it, you know, on top like a purse. She has purse. So that's for Hydrojug. We also do have a new Ptula launch, which I'm excited about. I feel like I can't be as excited about it because like I'm just like pregnant as shit right now, and like I do wish it was activewear because like I just can't wear what they put out, which like kind of sucks. But it's called the Stadium Edit. I'm actually wearing the tuckable tee right now in the color dark teal in a medium. It's very comfortable, very lightweight. It's that perfect like going out tee. Like, hey, like I'm gonna go catch drinks with a friend, I just need a cute tee to put on with some jeans. Or like I'm going to a fair, I want a cute tee to tuck into some jean shorts. And they're actually coming out with like a tailored pant as well. So if like you're a corporate girly, if you are someone who maybe too just like needs a nice little like pair of pants for going out that are kind of like loose, comfortable, high-waisted, adorable, this tailored pant is for you. Like, it's a great quality piece. It did kind of shock me when they released it, just because I was like, ooh, like that's a different look for Ptula, like, but like good for them. They should be continuing to branch out in like active wear and leisure wear. But it did make me sad because last year was when they released like the bare dresses, and I was just so fucking obsessed with them. And I wish that there were more because I think that that would be perfect for me. Well, to end pregnancy, maybe not so much postpartum. I don't know if I'm gonna want to wear something that tight yet. So, anyways, we have the tuckable tee, we have the tailored pants, a really small launch, like it's perfect. But I think if you're looking for something like kind of different, kind of outside of like activewear, this is a really good launch. I'd be buying all these tuckable tees before anything. They're so comfortable. It's very much giving like an Abercrombie vibe, like where it's just a quality tee that you can wear with anything, like so comfortable. I'm very excited about them, especially because I'm not going to wear them a ton the rest of pregnancy, because some of my outfits I'm trying to like not stretch out and be able to actually like wear postpartum, so they're not like, you know, super fucked up. But hopefully these hang on for me. So this releases June 15th, very soon. And honestly, just, you know, if you go pick it up, use code DESB. Same with Hydrojug, code DESB. You guys know the vibes, okay? But hopefully you can get your hands on something because you deserve it, okay? Last thing I will say, we are still running our June membership special. So happy birthday, BFit membership. We have a lot of upgrades coming. I know I've already mentioned that before, but I am really just like continuing. This is a huge growth year for me, because ever since I've become pregnant with this third baby, I've honestly kind of niched down a little bit into just like this motherhood role and like maternity and prenatal and postnatal, and really just owning the season I'm at. I told you guys quite a bit. Like, I've had imposter syndrome about being a mom. Like, I feel like I can't talk about being a mom because I've just had weird experiences and I didn't have a lot of confidence. But this baby, like, literally has just brought so much confidence in me of like, yeah, like I do know my shit. Like, I am qualified for this. I am very smart. I am educated, and I do have a passion for it. And I deserve to. You know, we can all have this. We can all have similar passions. Like, and don't feel like you can't share yours. You know, like there's so many people doing the same thing everywhere. It doesn't mean you can't do it. You know, and that goes for anything like in life. So, anyways, my point is like I really want to continue to expand like a lot of what I'm doing. I'm trying to rebrand a little bit in terms of like some of the old guides that we've done. I want to continue to, you know, present new stuff for you guys and really orchestrate that within the membership, and just kind of really deep dive into where I can continue to be better. And that is truly the journey of anything that anyone does, but especially me, just kind of, you know, doing this because have a passion for it. In you know, hindsight, in words, right? Like, it fell in my lap and I seized it, and I'm still here and I love what I do, and I want to continue to serve people. So we do have some really great things on the horizon, but we do have the BFit membership special. So if you sign up now and use code in all caps 1 year, you can get $12 off for 12 months. So that makes your membership $17 a month. If you sign up today with the code 1 year full or 1 year annual, both codes work, all in caps, you will get $160 off your year subscription, which brings your monthly cost, although you're paying up front, to $15 a month. Okay, that's 50% off the typical membership. So we are running that for the month of June to say happy birthday. So seize that, especially for the month to month. You can cancel at any time, but you will not get that pricing back. So that is only valid for this month only to capture that. If you have any questions, you can email me, email team@desbfittraining.com, and we'll get back to you. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and just dive into a little bit of shit talking, because I love doing that. Before we get into it, this podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. I talk about BetterHelp a lot, seeing as it's benefited me ever since COVID hit. Most people think that in order to be in therapy or go to therapy, you have to be in this like unbearable state of mind or extremely depressed, when in reality, therapy is a tool to utilize before things get worse, help you avoid the lows, and honestly, even just celebrate the highs. BetterHelp is an online customized therapy program that offers video, phone chat, live chat, so you don't have to even see anyone on camera if you don't want to. You don't have to report to an office, and you could just be in the comfort of nursing your baby in, maybe not the middle of the night, but nursing your baby in private and being able to have someone to talk to during it. It's very therapeutic, it's very customizable, and way more affordable than most in-person therapy. So you can get matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. So give it a try. use code DESB at checkout or go to betterhelp.com/DESB to get 10% off of your first month. I hope that you guys enjoy it just as much as I do. And honestly, sometimes even just a pop back in for a month here and there is very helpful in and of itself. I can't say that I've been on track for being in therapy for longer than 4 months in the past couple of years, just because life has gotten busy, but to have that to consistently go back to is really great, really convenient, and very affordable. So use BetterHelp code DESB for 10% off your first month. All right, so big moves this week that I had. I packed my hospital bag, first and foremost. I have not gotten to my nurse's baskets. By the time you're watching this, that's kind of my goal for week 37. Like, I'm kind of giving myself this one task a week to kind of break apart time. In kind of doing the high priority to the low priority, just in case I do go early, I'm not like stressed out about what I didn't get done. So for example, like next week when I'm quote 38, that's when I wanted to like rearrange my tiered cart for the baby. The one where you kind of like, you can put it around the house or you can have multiple tiered carts around. And I'll talk about those in a second. And then 39, if I make it to 39, that's when I want to put up, like my stuff that I'll need in the bathroom. So like by the toilet, my sitz bath, perineal cooling spray, the Tux pads, like stuff like that. And again, I'll talk over all of this right now. I'm kind of just doing one task at a time to keep it a little funsy, okay? Nesting is still definitely going hard. I've definitely slowed down a little bit, but I had about a burst of, I would call it a good 7 to 9 days, where it was like, I mean, it was deep cleaning, it was vacuuming, it was organizing the garage, it was I power vac'd, or shop vac the whole garage. Like, why the fuck did I do that? I don't know. Okay, my back was so sore after that. Also just like going out, getting like new sheets, like all just things we haven't done and being like, oh fuck, like we need to do that. Packing the hospital bag, obviously. Wyatt packed his hospital bag. The only thing I haven't really put in is a little bit of skincare, a little bit of makeup, because that's one thing I really do regret that I didn't do with Archie. I was induced, and why the fuck did I go to my induction without a blowout? Well, I blew my personal hair out, but like I didn't go like give myself the treat of a blowout. And I didn't put on makeup. Like, I'm not saying you have to wear makeup, but like, why not give yourself a chance to like look cute? Why not try? Why the fuck did I do that? Like, honestly, it irks me so bad. I'm like, why did I not do that? Granted, my skin was clear. I was like kind of tan. It was May. It was, summer was coming. I had on my Flutter Habit lashes, so I had like a good lash look. So I went makeupless because I was like, oh yeah, cute, whatever. I don't have to worry about like getting sweaty or whatever. I wish I would have just gotten done up, and just felt really good. Whatever. I'm a dumbass. So anyways, this time I'm like, I'm wearing makeup. I'm putting on makeup, even if it's to the on the way to the hospital. Like, I am going to look cute. Okay. Like, I will have one of those photos that people are like, this is what other people look like. That's what I'm going to look like. I'm going for that energy. I want a big bouncy blowout. I want my hair to be fresh. I want to look like, I'm so serious. Like, I want this to be the most perfect pregnancy and delivery I've ever fucking had. And I want people to be jealous of it. Like, I do. Like, that's how perfect I want it to go. Not out of like a, haha, I got it and you didn't. Not in that way. It's just like, I deserve that so much. Like, I deserve to have the most beautiful hair. I deserve to have beautiful postpartum photos. I deserve to have the best video of the baby being put on my chest. Like, I deserve it. So like, I'm manifesting it. Okay. And if you can't speak about that over yourself and say, I deserve this, you need to go look in the mirror and chat yourself up a little bit. Okay. So that's kind of my goal. I want to bring a little bit of makeup still, get my toothbrush packed, but I got all my necessities in. Okay. The necessities were, if I got to the hospital and it wasn't in the bag, I'd be pissed. You know what I'm saying? So what I don't have are the things that you always pack, right? You always pack your toothbrush. You always pack a charger. I haven't packed those yet. Those are kind of like my, oh shit, we got to go. Let's throw it in the bag and get going. So what did I put in my hospital bag? I put in a few different things that I didn't before. Such as there's like a new skincare line out. It's called Luna. They're not new, but they have a new motherhood line. Very cool. Very excited about it. They're the first like motherhood brand to launch in Sephora. So make sure you check it out. It's called Luna Daily, I think. Super cute. The CEO is super kind. She reached out to me on Instagram. I was like, you're a sweetheart. I put in a heating pad. I have a really cute night light. So the biggest thing I'm going for this labor and delivery is, God willing, I get there in time to kind of, hey, sit down, let's get checked in, let's progress this thing. In a perfect world, I am coming in, I am setting up my oil diffuser. My oil diffuser has a really nice little light. I'm going to put in some lavender, put in some eucalyptus. I want the room to be not smelling like a hospital. Okay, step one. Number two, I brought a night light. So I have like a little egg light. It's actually really cute. I got it off Amazon. I will be linking stuff on my Instagram, so make sure you're there. But I got this little egg light because not only is it good to use during like nursing at night and stuff, but I want there to be such an ambiance in my labor and delivery. I also packed a speaker. Wyatt packed a speaker. I want there to be like maybe my favorite music or whatever I end up being in the mood for, because a lot of things are heightened during labor and delivery too. So as much as I say, oh, I really would love to listen to classical music, once I listen to classical music, it could be that time and like the way my hormones are just shifting. I'm like, turn that the fuck off. You know what I mean? I might just want on like Kesha or like Flo Rida, like I don't know where I'm going to be. So I did pack a speaker, but the biggest thing for me is just ambiance. I want it to be low lighting. I want the energy to just flow. I want to be able to, like I want to just breathe and I want to move through this experience and I just want to feel it all. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I almost want to feel like I'm on a medicinal trip. Like I just want to feel everything until it becomes too much. And then I will ask for an epidural if I need one. And then in that case, I don't feel anything at all. So that's kind of my goal. So I did pack like my oil diffuser, my little egg light. I also bought some tea light, like candles, like the fake candles with the electric like on off button. Again, just to like set a vibe. And then I figured bringing them home, I could also not only have them as like new decor, but they could be really nice for even just like my postpartum like sanctuary, just really easing into this new chapter of life, which I think is something that is so overlooked by a lot of us moms because we go home and we have to jump right back into routine. And we don't give ourselves like a space for us to just really like relax. And I want that to be a focus for me, this postpartum experience. I do want a space where I can get away from the other kids, love them obviously, but I'm going to be very overstimulated. It's going to be kind of crazy. I want to have a place where I can escape for 10 to 15 minutes, have some beautiful lighting, have some aroma, and just feel really good. So that is one thing I packed. I also did pack a labor comb again. I used this last time with Archie and it worked to a certain point, and then I think for me, I was way too far gone. I was on Pitocin, and I didn't have any additional medication. I was feeling it fucking all, and I was not feeling good, okay? So that was one thing that I did pack again was the labor comb, just to even get me through those early stages of labor, even just anxiety, stress, fear, just kind of being able to have something to squeeze and feel in that way. I am going to pack my pregnancy pillow, as well as a normal pillow and a blanket. I did also pack my heating pad. That was a game changer for me last time. I also did pack my own colace. And yeah, stool softeners and stuff. By the way, my camera is now showing that it's like going to die. I'm such a piece of shit, so I'm sorry. Just blame it on pregnancy brain. So if you are watching on YouTube, I'm sorry. Like, honestly, it's so embarrassing when this happens, but this is me. I'm so, like, honestly, we're all lucky I'm even showing up right now. So if this goes out, hang out with me here. You can pop over to Spotify, Apple, anywhere you listen to podcasts, finish up the podcast here. But I appreciate you watching for what you did. Please at least give it a thumbs up and leave a comment. Okay, so we'll go till it dies. But regardless, pack that. I brought my lotion. I packed some lotion. I packed some personal toiletries. I will be packing my own towel. A lot of things that can just make you feel at home. Because although you're only there for, let's say 2 to 3 days on average, you're in a hospital, right? By the time you check in, have the baby, and then get out. For some people, it can be longer. I want to feel relaxed in my environment. That's something I've noticed in the past 2 experiences I've had. I wish that I had more of. And it was something I just didn't advocate for myself or set myself up to have. And I want to do that this time. So I do have that. Obviously, I'll pack the nurses' baskets too. We'll get those probably after delivery, after we get settled, and then give them to the postpartum shifts as well. I have a whole video. So you can see the rest of my hospital bag, at least like in my video, but I really just went for like calming. I do have some roller balls, some essential oil roller balls that I found. And then hopefully while I'm at the hospital as well, I can actually get into like the birth tub. I don't plan to birth in the water, and I don't even know if my hospital technically would let you. Like, I don't know how that works. I didn't ask, but I do want to be able to like labor in a tub if possible. Again, this is my perfect birth plan. You know, it never goes as planned, and that's why I try not to make plans, because every time I have, like, look what's happened in my past pregnancies. But I am definitely manifesting this opportunity to just have a really healing, wholesome experience, like 100%. I've trained my body so hard. I've prepped my body hard. Like, I'm officially doing like my labor tea. I'm eating dates, like all the things. Primrose oil I'm taking as well. So hospital bags checked. You know, we're starting the labor prep routine. I actually use Pink Stork products. I really like their brand. They're women owned. And they're highly tested. Like, they do a really good job with the testing of their products. So their labor prep tea has a lot of the properties you need in it all. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to take multiple different products because it's kind of like all in one. One of which being raspberry leaf tea, and a few different extracts that are going to help as well with just like softening the softening the cervix, ripening the uterus, I think is some of the words they use, and just kind of like preparing your body for labor. So it's why it's called labor prep tea, but it's really good. I got this mango pineapple flavor, and I put in a little bit of stevia / Splenda, and then I'll put in a little bit of honey, and I do it 2 times a day, because you can steep the same packet twice in about 8 ounces of water. I've been doing like 8 to 10 ounces, and I've been doing it 2 times a day. It's really become a exciting part of my routine. Like, I actually really like, I'm like, am I a tea girly now? Like, in general, I just really love it. It tastes really good, and I only got the pack. I think the pack I got only has 15 packets in it. And ideally, like in a perfect world, I want to get like, I'm hoping I go in at 38 weeks. So ideally I have enough, you know, like for, to not have to buy it again, but also if I have to, like, I definitely will. And I'll probably continue to take it, even postpartum, because you can also take it postpartum as well. So I'm doing that. And then for dates, I'm not actually eating, 6 to 8 dates a day to help, again, soften the cervix, I think. I'm not actually doing that. I'm actually eating the That's It bars. So if you go on Amazon, or you can like go in store, but That's It, it's like the brand, it's called That's It, because there's only X amount of ingredients in the bar, right? So in the bar that I'm eating, That's It, it has 1 apple and 4 dates. So I've been eating 2 of those a day. They're only 80 calories each, instead of eating like a fuck ton of dates in one sitting. Also, dates can be like kind of gross. So I'm doing 2 of those bars. Will it make a difference? I don't know. Like, you know, at that point, I'm just kind of like enjoying this last opportunity to like prep for labor and like do this, that, you know, whatever. The last thing I'm doing that is shown to also help, though, is evening primrose oil. So I'm taking that orally. You can also insert it vaginally. I've tried that one time. It becomes very goopy. And honestly, putting a pill up there scares the fuck out of me. Like, honestly, like, I'm just not that type of person. I could barely handle having an IUD. I can't do diva cups and shit. Fuck that. It's hard for me to put stuff up there like that unless it's like a dick or a vibrator. Okay. I'm just like keeping it for real. It's not my forte. With that being said, I've been taking it orally, and I did ask my doctor too. I was like, is there a benefit to put it vaginally? And she said there is no like defining evidence that taking it vaginally is better than orally. It's just as long as you're taking it, it can still have the same properties and, you know, do what it needs to do. So I am taking that, 3 times a day. It's a 1 soft gel 3 times a day. So I didn't really do these. I think I did the labor prep tea with Archie for like a week. But I didn't do anything like with Maddox, obviously. And then like with Archie, I just really didn't. And so I'm excited to kind of see what kind of emotions I'll have going into it. But it is also, regardless, like, say it's all placebo, there's something exciting about like introducing something like that, right? Because you're like, oh my gosh, I'm finally at the end where here's the next step. Like, I'm preparing now. It does add a little bit of excitement. So even if it didn't do anything, I don't give a shit. I'm doing that. Now, when we talk about like tiered cart, things that I'm like keeping around the toilet, etc. I am going to try to implement sitz baths this time around. These are really helpful for healing everything down there. And I'm hoping, like, I've never had a bad vaginal experience. So like I've never felt the need to have a sitz bath, but I've heard even from people who've had good vaginal experiences that they're like, dude, sitz baths were still game changer for me. So I do want to give myself the opportunity to like try them and actually do them. So I did buy a little sitz bath thing that I'm going to try to do, hopefully. I got a brand new pack from Tubby Todd. They sent me the new mama kit. So it has like nipple balm in it, has belly oil in it, which I still personally use even postpartum. I do my same stretch mark routine for like months, even postpartum, same way I did as I had a belly. And I think that has helped me a lot. Nonetheless, I don't know if everyone does it, but like you should, like why not like continue to kind of soften that skin and like keep it moisturized, etc. So I have the belly oil. They also sent me stuff for cradle cap, which Archie did have. And then I got like diaper paste as well as just like some of the other like baby stuff, like that I would use from Tubby Todd to like wash the baby, bathe them, etc. In my tiered carts, I also always put like burp cloths, burp rags. I always have like my Haka or the LV Catch, whatever to kind of catch that other milk from the side that you're nursing on. I also did order the Spectra pump, the Spectra 1. It's the blue one. It can be unplugged from the wall. So that was a big game changer that I wanted to make sure I had. You guys all recommended the Spectra S1, so I got it. Only because I know at some point I'm going to be away from the baby to where I'm going to need to pump, and I do want to make sure I have something reliable. If you are a new mom, first-time mom, or just didn't know this, wearable pumps, like the LV pumps, the Willow, the pumpables, whatever they are, those are not meant to be your main pump. So if you are a pumping mom, or you are someone who pumps like on the side, using wearables are fine, but specifically if you are like someone who pumps regularly or semi-regularly where you want a good pump, your main pump should not be the LV or Willow or portable pump in the way of like wearable pump, because it's not the same type of mechanism. It could like totally blast down your milk supply, and obviously you want to make sure that you're doing, you've already put in so much hard work. You don't want to lose your supply. So, make sure that you're just like alternating, if anything, or, being aware of how often you're using it. So I did order that as well. I also have Tux pads, and I really do love the Freedom Mom perineal. It's kind of it's not like a spray. It's almost like a foam. That is really good for, again, kind of that healing. I also bought a lot of Dermaplast. That's a great thing to have as well next to the toilet. So whenever I go to make like my own pad postpartum, typically I love for the first couple of days, especially the first week, to always kind of ice as often as I can. However, if I'm just putting a pad on to start, I usually use my Freedom Mom disposable underwear. Those are so worth the money. You can also use like discreet, like the Always, like almost what you would call like a pee diaper, like for urinary incontinence, but you can actually use it for postpartum too. They're just more comfy than always having a pad on. But I get a really nice thick pad. I put on my 3 Tux pads. So I kind of like line the pad with my Tux. These are helpful for hemorrhoids if you have them. They're also just very cooling. They have witch hazel in them. They're comfortable. They're healing properties, etc. So typically, like, just using them anyways, whether if you have a hemorrhoid or not, it's just a very good feeling down there. And then I'll put on my like foaming spray or whatever, and then I'll put on my underwear, the pad, all of it together. So that's kind of my postpartum routine. So I always make sure that those are by the toilet, along with the perineal bottle. So as long as you can use the perineal spray bottle, you want to. It is just a really good way to like eliminate a lot of touching down there while things are healing. It's kind of like a portable bidet, right? Like, so the poop part, like when you poop, that's a little scary. I'm not gonna lie. Every time I poop postpartum within the first couple weeks is scary, purely because you have to like go down there and wipe, and it's like, oh my God, I don't want to like hurt myself. Like, it's not that the poop hurts. It's just like, there's like so much going on down there. I don't want to like cause an infection. Like, I don't know, right? Like, it's just kind of scary. So I always make sure to use the perineal spray bottle as long as I can, because it can just help you like make sure you're really cleansing down there and staying clean, and avoiding just a lot of contact, a lot of, toilet paper or whatever it might be. But I do find that I like after postpartum, I'll use like Dude wipes, or like the, what's the other wipe company? I'm blanking right now. They send me stuff. Wipes. Oh, I can't, it's literally flooding from my brain right now. But I'll use like a wipe down there for number 2. And then, if I have to continue like finishing the cleanup or dry off, like I'll use that. But like I'll use toilet paper. But for the most part, I do try to like take really good care of the vaginal to rectal area, okay? Because it had gone through a lot. So that's kind of what I keep next to my toilet. Very simple. And I think usually, you probably could bleed for quite a couple weeks here and there, spot there. I usually was done bleeding within the first week or 2. And then I was like right back into thongs, like not like tight thongs, but like my like pregnancy thongs, the ones that were already kind of stretched out. I just personally hate the feeling of granny panties. But I will say I'm also like not really in a rush this postpartum period, this upcoming postpartum period to really get back into anything, because I do just want to like really actually recover and rest my body in a way that I can't really say I did before. And now knowing that I have a new chapter ahead of me with 2 other kids, I just want to give myself the space that I need. So if it's grandma panties for an extra couple weeks, it is what it is. Luckily it's summer, you can kind of get away with like wearing some flowy dresses, some flowy skirts, bodysuits that like aren't tight, like my Free People jumpsuits, stuff like that. That's kind of what I'm going to bank on, between that and probably like Adam Sandler basketball short type of vibes. So with the tiered carts, that's kind of what I put by the toilet. And then to finish up the tiered cart, I usually keep like all of my like diaper blowout stuff in there, right? So like the diaper paste, the like butt spatula, as well as extra clothes, diapers, obviously. I'll usually keep like maybe the baby nail clippers in there, or like the electric nail file for babies, anything that maybe I would need to in the middle of the night. So I'll put maybe some snacks on there for me, some crackers, maybe beef jerky sticks, stuff that's going to be easy for me to grab, for those breastfeeding sessions. I also keep breast milk storage bags in there, and I always have a mini fridge in my room. And by mini fridge, I'm not even talking that it has to be like this $100 mini fridge. I use a little like skincare fridge just to put the milk in there for a short duration of time, where say it's like 3 a.m. and I don't want to get up and put the milk in my real fridge. It's going to be okay in there for a couple hours until the next time the baby wakes up, which, like, let's be honest, is 2 hours, right? So maybe it's like one of those things where in the middle of the night, you can just like kind of stay put in bed. I always recommend having a little mini fridge next to your bed. And if you do have like a nicer mini fridge, cool, go off. Maybe you can find one on like Facebook Market or something. But in that case, throw some waters in there for you, have some of your favorite drinks, like, whatever makes you feel cozy at night, because it can be really hard to wake up. And I do also carry and keep in my tiered cart too, like noise canceling, like kind of like headphones, whether it's my iPhone, what the fuck am I saying? AirPods, whether it's my AirPod Maxes, maybe it's literally just like earbuds, like that you put in your ear, like sound, like what you would wear to like a tractor pull or something, just to keep out sound, because sometimes, in the middle of the night, obviously, it can be very, very overstimulating to hear a baby cry. And sometimes you just need to have some noise cancellation, put on an audiobook or, whatever it might be, and be able to kind of like have the sound muffled, because I always noticed that when it was really, really high in my ears, I would get very, very irritable. And so once I started kind of implementing, whether it was my AirPods, actual like sound canceling, like earbuds or whatever, it was just sometimes easier to manage. So something I always have in there as well. What else do I put in there? Again, anything for baby, right? Anything you would kind of need off the gate, burp cloths, extra clothes, like I mentioned, maybe some socks, maybe a swaddle, maybe a breast feeding cover, maybe someone's visiting who you don't necessarily want to whip your tit out in front of, something like that. And then, if you ever have any additional maybe baby toys or Once you get into kind of like the tummy time stuff, you know, you can put that at the bottom of the cart, whatever it might be. So really anything that you could picture, okay, if I'm sitting here with a baby and maybe I'm nap trapped, do I have things that I need with me? That's kind of like the big thing to think about. So, you know, I'll put my Kindle in there, maybe an extra charger, make sure it's by a portable charger, or I'll have like it attached by extension cord. So I have a ton of options. Again, if you cannot move from the seat, do you have what you need? That's kind of how I plan out my tiered cart. So that's kind of all the things I'm getting together right now. And in terms of birth plan, again, I really am kind of going into it with no, I'm better than you energy. Let me say that, because if I can get through it unmedicated, cool. In a perfect world, that would be great, because, you know, ideally I would love to just simply not have a needle in my back, and I would love to be able to like get up, move around, walk around, and like just recover faster. You know, like I don't want to be like glued to bed. However, if it comes to the point where I am like uncomfortable as shit, I want this experience to be as comfortable for me as possible, even if that means I'm a little loopy. I don't care. I want to come out of it the other side going, you know what? This was good. You know, I had a good experience. So if I need to get an epidural, girly, I'm getting an epidural. You know, I'm definitely not above it. But if we're going fast, we're going furious, my body's progressing, etc., I'm not gonna fuck it up with an epidural. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I'm going to a pretty small hospital with like a small delivery unit. So I'm assuming most people will kind of be able to be like on staff and able to support me right away, versus like when I was at U of M, the main reason I did not get an epidural was because the anesthesiologist was not available. Like they were busy, you know, whatever. So I'm hoping that if I did want it, you know, I could be close to the end and then have it. But sometimes when you're, you know, constantly getting cervical checks and stuff, which you usually do before you get an epidural, that can very much delay labor a lot of times. So I definitely want to go into this birth plan with as minimal cervical checks as possible. I do not want to be touched up there. I don't want to be shoved into. If honestly, hot take, like I think cervical checks are even more painful than like pushing and like labor itself. Like I think it's so uncomfortable. It's so awkward. It's not fun. So it is not good. It is not good. But that's kind of where I'm at with my birth plan, how I'm feeling, you know, etc., and what I'm packing and what I'm doing. And I'm just really excited. You know, at the end of the day, I'm close. I'm almost here. I do usually record my birth episodes right after it happens, because, you know, I want it to be fresh. I want it to be, hey, here's what happened. Here's how it went. Like, because I don't want to miss a thing, because I want to be able to go back, even for my own self, and look at my content, look at my video, look at my podcast, and go, oh my God, that was, I forgot that detail, you know, whatever. So I like to overshare in that way, because it's not as much for you guys as it is for me to document and remember. You know, 20 years from now, I can share this podcast with my kids, you know, and be like, this is your birth story. Sorry, mom cussed a lot, you know, whatever. So I will definitely be sharing. And again, at this point, we're so close. And so, you know, there might be a week or two with no episodes. There might be a throwback episode. There might be, you know, something. Just bear with me. And, you know, I know you guys do. At the end of the day, I do this for fun. I do this to enjoy hanging out with you guys. I do this to impact you guys in whatever way it might be. Maybe it's just a smile you need for the day. Maybe it's just fucking listening to something other than rap music for an hour. You know, like it's just the vibe of sometimes having a girlfriend that you're listening to. And I hope you guys can only be so excited for me as like a bestie, right? Like every time I come on the podcast, I always want you to think like you're picking up with your friend who never asks you how you're doing. You know, I'll never know maybe how you're doing, but I hope that you can kind of touch base with me and be like, oh my God, oh, I love that birth plan. I'm so excited for her. Like, and you just genuinely love to like listen about it. Cause I know it's not always, you know, the most orchestrated podcast, but at the end of the day, like I love what I do here. It's fun. It's entertaining for me. It's an hour for me to get down, be in my own space, chat with you guys, get deep, heart to heart, you know, whatever it might be, and be able to go from there. So I love you guys. And again, you know, bear with me as we kind of see where the weeks continue to take us as we're in this period. But no matter what, when we maybe take a little bit of a hiatus. We're coming back and we're coming back better. So that's pretty exciting. Please continue. I just ask, honestly, just like continue to send like positive vibes over me, over this baby, over the rest of the pregnancy. I know I said I wanted to do some like gender predictions. And we didn't get to it today. I'll be honest. Archie woke up and like, you know, here's where we're at. He's gonna start running down here and, you know, wanting some, like support. So, he needs his mom, but, I will post something cute on Instagram. I do want to do a little like, gender prediction based off of, you know, what sweet, salty, you know, moody, cranky, whatever it might be. So I love you guys. Happy Sunday. Thanks for hanging out with me as always. And we will see you maybe next week.